Welcome to Reggae Boys Commentary. Thanks very much for tuning in for another Thursday evening, another show, and another opportunity for you to express your opinion, your views, your questions surrounding the national team. Now, to start off for this evening, let's head over to Africa, shall we? As you can essentially form a bobsleigh team for the Jamaicans that have arrived in Africa. You think about Damien Lowe and Romario Williams at Al Ittihad Alexandria. You think about Alvas Powell at Al Hilal. And now, Darren Mattox. Yes, the same Darren Mattox that you all have spoken about time and time again. Yes, Darren Mattox has finally found a club. He'll be playing for Al Merrikh in Sudan and earn a reported 10,000 US dollars a week. African Champions League is coming up February 12th. Alvas Powell and Darren Mattox will be playing in the African Champions League. They'll be coming up against the best players, the best teams, the best coaches on the continent. So that is something extraordinary, something that is amazing, and something that we're delighted to look forward to. This is a 1-year deal with an option to extend it a further year. And I know what a lot of people are saying, pundits, most stakeholders in the Jamaican, most football stakeholders will be quite concerned by these moves. Lowe is 27 years of age. Alvas Powell is going to be 27 at some point this calendar year. Romario Williams, born 94, so he's 26, 27 in that region. Darren Mattox is 30, going on 31 later this year. You'd think these are footballers physically in the prime of their career, physically. And I agree that all of them have the ability and should be playing in Europe. And I can even say that the central defender of the lot is still in demand in England. That is for certain. We know about the wonderful perks that lie ahead for them at these clubs. But can't you even say that this is also helping Jamaica as well? Because the next World Cup is going to be in Qatar. Damien Lowe and Romario Williams, they're in an Arabic nation. They're playing in a country where conditions are similar to Qatar. They're playing in stadiums which are similar. They're having training facilities in similar conditions. They're getting themselves familiar with the style of play that they are to expect from the Asian Football Confederation. And to some extent, you can say the same for our players in Sudan, namely Alvas Powell and Darren Mattox, because you do have some Arabic players at those clubs as well. Middle Eastern, Arabic, whatever you may want to call them. But all in all, for a 1-year deal, I, Simon Preston, have no qualms with this whatsoever. No problem with it at all. This time next year we could have a different conversation. But right now as we speak, I have no problem with these players at these clubs right now. None at all. I know what conditions will be like in Qatar. I know what they're likely to expect on the field as well as off the field. And now they're getting them their minds, their hearts, their talents, their abilities, so that if Jamaica qualifies, we'll be ready to take on the world. Namely, especially the countries in Africa, the countries in Asia. So for me, I look at it as a plus. They're playing football. They're doing well. They will continue to do well. And I'm sure at some point, two of the four, or even three of the four, will ply their trade in Europe at some point. I don't think Darren Mattocks is going to get his dream move to Liverpool, but can he play in Europe? Absolutely. Up to yesterday, I can tell you that Darren Moore really wants Damian Lowe. I can say that hands down. Doncaster Rovers really, really likes Damian Lowe. And if they get promoted to the English Championship, then Damian Lowe would be close to the top of their target list. The Championship is demanding. You're going to require depth. You're going to require depth in quality and in quantity. 46 games, You're playing a game every Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. It's a demanding league. And there's a reason why the Championship is one of the top 10 best leagues in the world. Maybe even top 8. So, I have no concerns whatsoever where this matter is. So, long may it continue. We know about Dane Kelly and his move to Israel. Dane Kelly in Israel. A team that can fight for a place in the UEFA Europa League or even the playoff rounds of the Champions League. So, I mean, it's a progressive move in my opinion. He's already the king of the USL. So the new challenge, I welcome it. Kevon Freita is in Israel as well. Deshaun Brown, Northeast United in India. I think Jeremy Lynch is going to spend another season in Thailand. Not Thailand, but Vietnam. So, it's fine, For another year, I'm okay with it. But January 2022, I might have a concern with it. Let these guys go out there, take care of their families, and this will not affect their quality. To be quite frank with you, the only concern I have with a Jeremy Lynch or for Deshaun Brown, if they hit a rich vein of form, is that they're going to require 3-4 flights to come back to Jamaica. When in actual reality, you don't need more than 2 and at a push 3. Whichever city Deshaun Brown is in India, there's a non-stop flight he can take to London. And then from London, well, right now, there's a travel ban on UK flights to Jamaica, but I expect that to be relaxed at some point down the road. But if it's not, then Mumbai, London, New York, Kingston, bam, that's 3 flights. It's not rocket science. And then Jeremy Lynch with Vietnam, California, Miami, Kingston, bam. That's 3 flights. You don't have to send these players, they don't need frequent flyer miles. You don't have to put them on 5-6 flights, you know what I mean? I can tell you, when I went to the Caribbean Cup, returning back to Jamaica in 2017, I went from Martinique to Guadeloupe to the Dominican Republic to the Turks and Caicos Islands to Kingston, Jamaica. 4 flights. That was some day, I tell you. That was quite a day. Yeah. So, and for Egypt, our players in Egypt or in Sudan, They don't need more than 2-3 flights to come to Jamaica. They don't. At all. I would even say 2. They don't need more than 2. So we have to think. Probably. That's necessary on our part. Now, as you can see by the title of this video, Leon Bailey. Well, I'm sure you guys have been seeing and hearing what Marlon King has been doing. Now, Marlon King and I have had numerous discussions. Agent Marlon from 2013. This is a guy that has been, even from he was a player, trying to get Jermaine Pennant into the mix. Ravel Morrison back in 2013. And now the attention swifts to Leon Bailey. Why? Agent Leon Bailey has a player at the club that will be with him day in, day out with training. And that's Demarai Gray. Could Leon Bailey mention to Demarai Gray about Jamaica? We hope and pray. We hope so. I've been reaching out to Kieran Agar at MK Dons, and I'm like, have you spoken to Ethan Laird about Jamaica any at all? He's like, oh, well, not yet. I'm like, come on, brother. Talk about Aki and Saltfish or something, because Ethan Laird eats, sleeps, breathes Jamaican. This is a guy that eats a beef patty almost every week. Talk to him, man. You try. When Marlon King was at Birmingham City, he had Ravel with him, and he had Nathan Redmond. He spoke recently about Nathan Redmond and that it's a process. Nathan Redmond is at a crossroads of his career where he's not getting playing time at Southampton, and he's starting to realize that, well, at 26, 27, he doesn't think that England opportunity is going to come. And I know a lot of you people would have saw that music video or advert of them holding the Jamaican flag in the air and waving it. So we hope, because he certainly has something to add. And don't judge him for his performance against Manchester United. He only got a handful of minutes, and he just needs a club where he can just get a good run of games. Even if that means that he's playing for a championship team, I would still welcome him with open arms. You know? Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. Teddy Lee Gray says, boom. Gray on the left and Bailey on the right. Wouldn't that be something? Pace, power. And you know Gray already is going to want to shoot with that right foot. Remember that goal he scored against Manchester United 2016-2017 season? Age ain't on Mattock's side. 30 is not old. He's 30, he's not 40. You know what I mean? He's 30, he still has something to offer to the game. Nope. Nothing on Peter Lee Vasil. He's just in the gym working hard. Sound Beast Official. Blessing Simon. New month, new blessing. Same to you, my friend. New month, new blessing. Amal Knight, Dwayne Miller, and Peter McGregor. Peter McGregor? Who is Peter McGregor? No, Ravel Morrison hasn't secured a club as yet. He's still surveying his options. It's a process, you know, guys. It's a process, you know. You can't rush certain things. Jamawi Tomlinson, good evening. What's the quality of the African leagues like compared to a league in Europe or North America? Where Alvas and where Darren are going, they're going to one of the best teams in Africa. Two of the best teams in Africa, I should say. Those two teams that he is going at could finish mid-table or lower half of the English Championship. In that vicinity. Maybe Bailey can convince Gray to play for us. We hope so. Are all the RSPL players paid the same amount? No. No, they're not all paid the same amount. Different clubs have different structures. So Mount Pleasant Academy players are paid a proper salary while the other 11 clubs, they give their players a stipend. And even Ricky Chin, who used to be in a managerial position at Waterhouse, said that you have some players even earning 13,000 a month, 15,000 a month, 18,000 a month, which, as we know, is peanuts. And a young man that attends high school gets more money a month just for his lunch. So it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. Yes, Coach Lindsay. Coach Minzy, big up. Teddy Lee Gray says Peter Lee Vasil should go to Sudan. You know, another Jamaican could be heading there soon. They like our players and they want more. And once I get the details, then you all will be the first to know. But I'll just tell you now that they like our defenders. Gray would be a good addition, yeah, absolutely. We won't get to Qatar if we don't have our best players in good quality leagues. Yes and no. Yes and no. Any news on Isaac Hayden yet? Well, Dalton Winters and Roy haven't spoken to Isaac Hayden, so what can you do? What happened to Peter Lee Vasil and Andre Lewis? Well, Andre Lewis is at a club in the USL. Peter Lee Vasil is still without a club. Hopefully Gray can get some game time and Bailey can convince him to play. Yeah, absolutely. Ivan Tony, not Topi, Tony. Ivan Tony is his name. Anything on Fabio Dixon? Fabio is interested, but he is asked that he would rather have a discussion with the Jamaican Football Federation after his season because he's plotting a move to one of Europe's top 5 leagues in the summer. So his focus right now is on his club football to secure that move. So that's why he says right now his priority is on his club football. And that's fine with me. He's young, he has time on his hands, and right now I don't think he's putting our fullbacks under pressure where selection is concerned. Let him enhance his ability, hone his skills, and the cream will rise to the top at the end of the day. Darren Moore is doing a really good job. Absolutely brilliant job. And let's not forget he has a couple of games in hand as well. So if you win those games in hand, then Doncaster Rovers would be at the top of the league, you know what I mean? So just hoping that he'll be able to continue this sort of consistency. Had a few, you could say, dry patches this campaign, but in the main, he's put a well-put team together. Bar the FA Cup defeat to West Ham United, defensively, they've been resolute, and attacking-wise, they're scoring goals. So long may that continue. Do you think Brighton might be interested in Andre Blake since they sold the Aussie keeper? I don't think they would be interested right now. Do you think the Jamaican MLS players should be looking for loans because of the rumours of the league not starting up in time? Well, the MLS commissioner came to an agreement with the players' union quite recently, so the league is hoping for an April-May start, so I still think that's okay. Are there any good Jamaican keepers out there that we never discovered? Well, I guess you're referring to people who are not Jamaican born. So, Reece Charles Cook had potential to me, but I wouldn't say he was going to be our number one, but I'd be happy to have him as a backup. Canada has a keeper, well, had a keeper, I don't remember his name right now, but he's now representing Guyana because he represented Canada at the Under 17 World Cup. He scored a goal, made one cap for Canada, born to a Jamaican father, Guyanese mother, and he's decking out for Guyana right now. I don't remember his name right now, but I'll get back to it. But he scored against England at the Under 17 FIFA World Cup in 2011. It was a 2-2 draw. 2011 in Mexico. Canada drew 2-2. That keeper had potential to me. I just don't remember his name right now, but at some point it'll come back to me. Other keepers. Lawrence Figueroa at Leyton Orient, but again, I wouldn't say somebody that's going to take away Andre Blake's place, but more so an individual that is going to compete, someone that is going to be driven to be a number two, an understudy, but I wouldn't say somebody that's, going to do his thing. Thoughts on Miguel Cole managing the Reggae Boys? I think he's quite content with club football. Club football right now, he's just joined Coach Schaefer over in Qatar, and he's relishing everything. Iran, UAE, now Qatar. He's just enjoying all of these experiences, and I think club football seems to be where he is headed right now, and seems to be where he is projected. So, long may that continue. Simon, do you think JFF should target the youngsters in the academies who are eligible to play for Jamaica since Wales? I've been saying this since Reggae Boys commentary started, We should be watching the under 23s and the under 18 leagues. I always tell you guys week in, week out about Damani Mella, about Dishon Bernard, about Ethan Laird, Brandon Williams, if he marries his girlfriend, can get a Jamaican passport. You go to Arsenal academies, you think about Tafari Moore, you think about Nathan Ferguson, you think about Kyle Edwards. There's so many. We can go from now until midnight just naming players in academies that can represent Jamaica. Should it be done? Yes. I want the best team to take the field. That's what I think. I don't want to have this repetitive discussion, but Marlon King said it best. You don't have to be born in this country to be considered a Jamaican. And I stand by that statement 100%. You don't have to be born in this country to be considered a Jamaican. And I don't care if you've never been to Jamaica before or you've only been here once in your entire life, like Daniel Gordon. To me, you're still a Jamaican. You go out on the field, you have the technical ability, you have what it takes to take Jamaica to the next level. Whether that be a World Cup, up in the FIFA rankings, we win a Gold Cup, doesn't matter to me. I'm all for it. Fabrice Muamba could have even represented Jamaica too because his wife was born in Jamaica. You know what I mean? Is how you see us doing against USA and Mexico. Early days, isn't it? Nathan Redmond is one step away from representing Jamaica. I would say he's 90% leaning towards Jamaica. Interesting. Simon Peter is the one to watch for the future. I have some info on him. Peter Lee Vasil. I think we can beat Canada. Yeah, I think so too. What about Aaron Lawrence? Aaron Lawrence is the goalkeeper coach of the Turks and Caicos Islands national teams, senior and junior. Mr. Galaxy, I think we should try and get at least one of the young English-based midfielders. I personally think we should try and get Morgan Gibbs-White. Decent player, decent. Gray could not even make the bench. Yeah, let's see how he carries on in Germany now. Where's Tyreek McGee? Belgium. 8 February, what is Ravel waiting on to just find a club? Well, these things take time. You have to be patient. When you meet a girl for the first time, she doesn't become your girlfriend tomorrow morning. It takes time. It's a process. So just be patient. Patience is key. Patrick Riley, thank you for this show. This is the only place you can get news on Reggae Boys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Porter. Quillian Roberts. Yeah, Quillian Roberts is the individual I was speaking about. Played for Canada Under 17 World Cup 2011 in Mexico. Scored against England, the first goalkeeper to ever score in a FIFA tournament. And the first time he was even called up for Canada, actually, it was 2014. And that even brings up another story for me. Because remember Asmir Begovic, guys? Asmir Begovic had played for Stoke and played for Chelsea and played for Bournemouth. Asmir Begovic was on Canada's bench when Jamaica took on Canada in the 2010 World Cup qualifiers. Lars Hitchfield picked up an injury and Asmir Begovic is warming up. But guess what? Asmir Begovic didn't take the field. A year later, he's representing Bosnia. See how life is funny? Just like that. Player can go from one country to the next. Plan. Preparation. Things can happen. Oh, Peter McGregor. Oh, the one from Treadways. So that would be McGrath High School. Yeah, Peter McGregor, man. Yeah, of course, the brilliant centre forward. Brilliant player. I even commentated some of his games quite recently. Simon, are you going to do any predictions of the overall Gold Cup? Maybe a month before the tournament. Simon, we need a deep squad, so we need the best 23. Yes, we do. Yeah, Rolanda Aarons is quality. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I remember Peter McGregor now. Yeah, they like that 4-5-1 formation. They went to the semi-finals of the Cup. Yeah, was it? Wasn't Cornwall? Was it Rockies that they played? No, it wasn't Rockies. Is it Clarendon College that played in the semi-finals? But yeah, I think they only scored 12 goals that season, and Peter McGregor scored 7 or 8 of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, 3-0. I think they lost that game, McGrath. But yeah, McGrath had the light blues of Treadways. Yeah, good team. Good team. I enjoyed watching McGrath that season. Can you believe that was 2019? Wow. And his coach was telling me he was trying to get him into a junior college, but to see discussions and negotiations being discussed about a potential move to Scandinavia, then I welcome that 110%, Good plan. Aaron should get in a starting 11 ? Not immediately, but if he equips himself properly, then I think that is a possibility for sure. So for me, I have no issue whatsoever with that once he's able to equip himself quite well. He's in an environment where he knows he's going to thrive. He's in Yorkshire. Nope, no news on Peter Lee Vasil or Rava. Peter Lee Vasil is in the gym, working hard. And that's the reality of it. No club. No club in 2020. We're in 2021. What is his agent doing? Well, we'll have to wait and see, don't we? But yeah, hopefully, regarding Dwayne Miller, Syrian Oscar has been an outstanding loyal, have shown a lot of loyalty towards Dwayne Miller, they've released him, they've signed him back, they've released him, they've signed him back, they've signed him about 3 times, you know? When the club was in the second tier, the first tier got relegated, then come back up. Yeah. I think he actually might get a new deal. Do you think we'll get out of our group? I guess you're referring to the Gold Cup. Yes. I think so. What about Cardell Benbow? Cardell Benbow is with Mount Pleasant Academy. But if you ask me, he certainly should be playing outside of the Caribbean and even across the Atlantic. Vasil need a better agent. Interesting. Any news on Roof? Guys, passports are not going to be secured for guys until perhaps a month or 2 months before the Gold Cup. That's the reality. Alright? But you can rest assured that they will be done. Once the passport process has started, there's a genuine interest in the player. And once it's in the final stages, you know it will be done. Alright? So don't worry about it. At all. Just keep watching the player for his club. And every game that goes by that he doesn't pick up a knock, pick up an injury, we give thanks and we move on. And if Rangers go on to win the league, you guys can support him. I mean, I won't particularly be happy because of the man who's managing, and I kind of have a soft spot for Celtic, especially for giving Jamaican Gil Heron an opportunity in the 1951-52 season. So I have a lot of respect for Celtic, so that's why Celtic is my team in Scotland, and I always check their results every weekend, you know, and I even sit down and watch their games. I've been to Celtic Park and I know what the atmosphere is like, you know, the fans are literally on top of you. So although it'll be disappointing not to see Celtic win this year, it's great to see that a reggae boy will be winning a European League and playing Champions League the following season. What happened to Benjamin, who played in Jamaica and broke his foot on a Monday night game? Benjamin. Big up Kemar London. Hayden has not been contacted. No updates. Right, yeah. Simon update Jovan. No update where that is concerned. No passport process has started. In terms of a JFF initiative. So the player is doing this independently. Do you have Bailey in your ultimate team? I only play FPL, I don't play ultimate team. What do you think about the extending of the National Stadium? I welcome it 100%. You know, I'm hoping that not only the capacity will increase, but other facets of the stadium, the locker rooms, the media facilities, everything, so that it can become close to a world-class facility. And when you think about it being right now, you can fit, 35,000 people in the National Stadium. If you increase it another 10, that's 45,000. That's more Gator seats for the JFF and an opportunity to earn more revenue. That's more people in the stands. So for me, I just welcome it with open arms, and I'm just hoping that it can be done before World Cup qualifying and everything will go according to plan. No, I don't. Hate is a strong word. I'm just saying that I have a soft spot for Celtic for obvious reasons, because Celtic is a club that gave Jamaicans an opportunity, especially in the 1950s and onwards. So that's why I have a soft spot for Celtic. And if you look at the history of Celtic Football Club, they're a club that gives people opportunities from all walks of life. Caribbean, Irish, English, African. They give opportunities to all walks of life. How did you feel about the 9-0 the other day? Happy with the result. Happy with the result. I know what it feels like to get 9-0 from Costa Rica back in 1999. I wouldn't mind us Jamaica give United States 9-0, to be honest with you. Do we really have a friendly against the Dominican Republic? Not that I'm aware of, to be honest with you. Was it Romario Campbell? Yeah, Romario Campbell got an injury, a bad injury. Bailey will have a lot of time to convince Gray. Yeah, I suppose so. Any news on friendly international in March? George Stone. So, like I said, I did an interview with Dalton Wint quite recently, and he says that the Catalonia fixture is still on, and that the UK-based camp in March is also still on. But all of this is still dependent on what England and what Spain is going to look like in another 7 weeks from now. I think it's progressive to see that the vaccine rollout is starting to intensify and go into second gear, especially in England, where they've basically almost finished the people above 75 group. So now they're going to the 65 and above, and then 50 and above. And the Prime Minister was saying that by the end of February, then they should be able to see some light, which I think is good, which I think is progressive. Spain, on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know if I have my concerns about the Catalonia fixture, but the Catalonian FA did pay the jail for that fixture, so there's an obligation for that fixture to be played at some point. When will that be? That's still another question. But if you were to ask me tomorrow morning, if the match was if the camp and the match was tomorrow morning, I would say the camp would go on, but the match might not. That's what I personally think. Tariq McGee is with Cassio Pen in Belgium. So yeah. When Borrell DXN says me no want him in a squad, I'm not sure who you're referring to specifically, but look, 11 players can take the field, 23 players can take the squad, and especially during the pestilence that we're experiencing in a matchday squad could possibly increase to 30, right? So I personally feel that but 30 could be the number. But guys, we can name up to 100 names. We have to accept that every player who we want to represent Jamaica will not represent Jamaica. We have to understand that every player who we want to see called up for Jamaica will not get called up for Jamaica. And we have to understand that every single player that we want to see get a Jamaican passport will not. I cried to not see because Danny Simpson didn't get to play for Jamaica, because James Vaughan didn't play for Jamaica, because Lewis McGugan didn't play for Jamaica. But guess what? Life goes on. We move on. I had a glimmer of hope for Daniel Sturridge, but we have to accept it. So if the next 5 years come and still there is no Redmond, there is no Gray, there is no Ethan Laird, there is no Damani Mella, there is no Dishon Bernard, we'll move on. We move on. Just like the Reds, we go marching on. Because talent is by no means will ever be our challenge. Yeah, the United States have a lot of young players coming up, which is outstanding. And Okavango spoke about players that have just signed for Miami FC in the United Soccer League. That's Deshaun Anglin and Lamar Walker. A new chapter for their careers. You know, I think the virus messed up Lamar Walker's proposed move to Europe, but still a chance for him to dominate, to go out there and send a message that you don't deserve to stay in this league. You go out there, you score goals, you create assists, and you show that this league, you're bigger than this league. Same for you, Anglin, as well. You go out there and prove that you and Kevin Lambert are again the two best central midfielders in the league. You know what I mean? We need Hayden and Ravel and Daniel Johnson. Well, we have two out of the three, don't we? So that's excellent and exceptional news for us. What happened to Junior Flemings? Nothing. Nothing at all. He has signed for a team that is called the Birmingham Legion. So he's going to be up front with Nico Brett. Who was the two players that caught the virus in the secret camp? I believe Jordan Fletcher and Kemar Beckford. I believe so. Yeah. Haven't heard a peep from Siobhan Messi Marsh, so I believe that he's in the mix as well. So, Reggae Boys fans, really appreciate you and the questions and the comments that you're having this evening. I really appreciate that. So, Bravo Rage Squadron. Remember, I'm the one that gave him the contact details, and I told him that a player is asking for the general secretary to call him, so he knows what he needs to do. I told you what you guys need to do already on social media. I told you what you guys need to do and say contact Isaac Hayden or when to contact Hayden, and the message will get through. You know what I mean? So, Reggae Boys fans, thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate it, you know. But like I said, I spoke with Isaac, he told me what he wants to do. I spoke with Fabio, and he told me what he wants to do. Right? Jamie Lawrence still wants some time. So we'll wait where that is concerned. But Reggae Boys fans, really appreciated your support this evening. Thank you for all your questions. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at SimonP93. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Simon.Preston. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary here on YouTube. I did a video quite recently about Jamaica's performances in the 21st century. Top games, moments, performances, players, results, disappointments of the year as well. So check out that video, alright? And don't forget to drop a like and a comment, alright guys? So do let me know your thoughts as well. Have a good evening, stay safe, and all will be well, guys. This too shall pass, and everything will be okay, I promise. Alright guys, take care. Cool.